Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Dwarf Fortress and Pantedguild, the home. Oh, it's now a hamlet. I didn't even realize that we are now a hamlet. How exciting. Our created wealth is coming up. That's quite nice. We are up to 11,800, I don't know, dwarf bucks, if you will. Again, the higher the value, created value, the more you look like a juicy target to enemies, but also immigrants will really want to come visit you. So it is going to be important to maintain that high value as we go. We've got Stodier here, storing items in stockpiles. What you got, buddy? A siltstone. I'm still mind-boggled. Why? Oh, maybe they were trying to store stone in these stockpiles. These still even have a wheelbarrow. I'm still kind of, there's some mysteries that I'm still trying to figure out. One of them is why, there we go, see how fast that was? Even the dwarven child Ineth here knew to grab a wheelbarrow to go drop in some stone. I think what we should do for a little bit is just grab somebody and follow them. Let's grab Solnir. He's flashy. We're going to watch and just see what he's up to, because it's kind of helpful sometimes to see where dwarves are going, especially if they're trying to get a drink or something, and they have to go like 10,000 miles. So, at the moment, the fortress is just a bustle of organizational activity. So we are trying to grab stuff from outside, we've got wood outside, we've got a ton of stuff everywhere, and dwarves are desperately trying to get things nice and organized. That's, you know, understandable. Things are a little bit crazy in the wide world of Dwarf Fort. We had a little bit of combat. Oops, I missed that. There is a billy goat defending the home front from it stole an entire altar. I want to have a talk with the developers because I have a question. Can we talk about the immortal strength of Kia birds? Like, here's an altar here. Oh, okay, it only weighs one of the little things. I mean, I kind of figured an altar would weigh a lot more than that, but apparently not. We're going to go ahead and select our furniture stockpile, and we are going to expand it so that it includes the entire room. Beautiful. Accept that. This is going to be named as the primary furniture stockpile, just like that. We've got our weapons and armor in here that weren't stolen, the frickin' buggers. We do have our microline blocks, so I think at this point we can finally put down our first well. So under machines and fluids, we're going to try to drop in a well here. And sure enough, it did highlight. So we are going to be able to make that. Lovely. I'm really excited about having a well. You know what? Our miners don't have anything to do. I think it's time for two things. One, we are going to make the floor of great entertainment. So we're going to have a floor where this area opens up into a main tavern. So I think we're going to do something like, you come down here. Let's see. This is the normal landing that I do. Just like that. And then go down a little hallway, kind of have a little preparation. We'll have a couple statues outside of the tavern. And then you get into the tavern proper. Oh, and it is a proper tavern. Okay. So this will be our main tavern. And in that tavern, we're even going to have a couple bedrooms that visitors can rent. So we're going to have like a little hallway here. Just like we always wanted from Skyrim. We can rent our own little room. Here to protect yourself or do some damage. Beautiful. So this will be the start of our awesome tavern. We actually will be able to assign someone as our permanent tavern keeper, if you will, and they're going to help not sell really, but store and serve alcohol, which is a pretty important role in the fortress. So we're definitely going to need someone to help out with that. Why are you so grumpy, Stodier the clerk? Novice record keeper. Do we want to split up the role? I can't really change it up too much. You're actually blissful and euphoric. You've been so happy. You know, somewhat slightly grumpy. Most people, I would say most dwarves are a little bit sad, a little bit unhappy right now. And I understand. We are still getting the basics going. Have we been doing any crafting? Uh-oh, we haven't been doing any crafting. Tell you what. Let's see if this feeder system works. So right now, this crafts dwarf's workshop. And we're going to call this the stone makerspace. And then we'll call this one the wood makerspace. Just like that. And we're going to have this stockpile from below feeding our wood makerspace upstairs. If I make a bunch of work orders, so let's say that we just want to make, I guess it just have to be rock crafts or something. Oh, we can't make crafts anymore. It's very specific. No, there it is right here. Crafts. Never mind. Yeah, we're fine. I think the conditional is where we have trouble. Because if you try to set a conditional, type of item, material of the item, I don't think you can actually check for like a craft. It has to be specific, like a bracelet. So why don't we just do a nice big number, and we're just going to say, I want 200 rock crafts. That's like an order that's not going to be done anytime soon. Same thing here at the wood makerspace. We're going to put in an order for wooden crafts, at least 200, like so. So anyone can come here and help out and make some stuff, which is fairly useful. We've got a bunch of dwarves here burning away at the wood furnace, trying to make charcoal, which the charcoal should eventually get stockpiled into this stockpile, which is called the bar block stockpile, but we're going to call this the charcoal pile. Charcoal. Naming these is kind of, I'm just doing it out of habit, but that way at a glance I can kind of hover over this and know immediately that this is the charcoal versus the metal pile, right? So at a glance we know which ones are which. We'll call these ores. Made another masterpiece walnut wood bucket. Congratulations. Well done, my friends. If you remember, we are only restricting, or we are restricting the actual crafting of major furniture items to those who are very skilled in that role. So Jade, of course, is our almost legendary carpenter. So she's going to be making masterwork items left, right, and center, which is really, really helpful. Eventually, this is kind of a cool thing. If we were trying to place items, I wonder if we could do this. If I wanted to place furniture, like a chair, select the material after placement. So I actually could specify, if we were trying to build a really amazing dining hall and we only wanted the best of the best, I could actually look for specific types of furniture that's made out of the same material of a certain quality. So if I really wanted to kind of get nice and organized, or at least the same style of material, I think I can have Alice make a work order specifically out of something. Let's see, if I want to do a rock throne, I can't specify to make it out of a certain thing, can I? It might be possible to have it feeding the stockpile that feeds it only have a certain type of rock in it. That might be a way to go. I'm going to change our nobles orders. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? We're going to spread out the love a little bit. We're going to keep Jackson as the manager. But I think because stock keeping is so easy to do, let's make another office here. And we are going to assign a new noble. We're going to grab that other clerk, Stodier, because that's really the only skill they have. And I'm going to make them have the highest precision possible. We're going to come back in here, assign this to Stodier, bookkeeper. I think they're a partner, so that's why both of them have it. So we're going to call this the bookkeeper, keeper's office. Hang on. What's a fancier word for that? This is in my head, and I don't know why. What is an Esheker? Office of the... Is that how you pronounce it? Oh, it's too long. All right, fine. We're going to call this the stocks office. Stonks. And then we're going to call, obviously, this one the manager's office. Just at a glance, if we're ever looking through locations, it's kind of nice to see at a glance what exactly you're looking at. So if we are in the main menu here and looking at places, we can kind of see that, oh, this is the manager's office. This is the stocks office, for example. We can even be pretty descriptive and say that this is the first floor dining. So this is the first living floor dining area, for example. Striking bituminous coal again. Tons of drinks now, all of a sudden. Apparently this order to make drinks is really popping off. So our drink stockpile is rocking. We don't really have a lot of spare barrels, but I think what we need to do is, since we have one major furniture stockpile, we're going to have to say, I want this smaller barrel stockpile to pull from the major furniture stockpile, just like that. So in theory, anytime there's a gap here, it's going to take a barrel from the main furniture stockpile. So that's kind of how you can set up a flow of items through stockpiles. You've got one master stockpile, if you will, and then you feed that into a bunch of children or child stockpiles. It should eventually even out. We have a lot of catching up to do in terms of storage. As you can see, dwarves are running around like crazy right now. Another thing that I want to do down the road is to normalize all of the walls to be the same type. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So we are going to mine out this side of the wall as soon as our dwarves get a free moment. Wait, are they making... Oh yeah, I forgot I literally ordered a construction of a massive tavern here. So they're going to be working on that for just a second. When you make a wall, it does have a neat little kind of crafted block look to it, which right here, you can see because I made this wall here. We made a wall out of microline. So it does look like it's got like little blocks, which I think is kind of neat. You can also designate that wall to be engraved, which is really important in the later parts of our fortress. So if some of you suffer from OCD like I do, there is an obsession with getting things to look the same. So what I could do here is try to find the most ubiquitous stone that we have. We have a ton of... We can make stuff out of iron ore. That'd be fantastic. If we had a ton of iron, we could literally like make walls out of iron. We have a ton of siltstone and mudstone. So what I could do is say that, you know what? The crafting floor is going to be made out of mudstone. So I'm going to go in here to construction, wall. We're going to remake a wall, and we're going to choose all of it to be mudstone. Same, just like that. I wish there's a way to like shift click to make all of it the same kind of stone. That should do it. So I wanted to at least show you, in case you're someone who's like really interested in getting things nice and clean like that. Another really interesting change here is what used to happen is if I revealed this wall, let's just do like one room like this. If I cut into this wall, obviously you're going to see the layer behind it. So if you then placed a wall in the classic version of Dwarf Fortress, you would see your custom wall, and I believe, if I remember right, you'd also see the wall behind your construction, which was kind of annoying. However, now, if we replace this wall with a custom-built wall, like so, and again, we're going to choose mudstone, because that is the flavor of the moment. May we never run dry of mudstone. I mean, we could actually have entire floors of just one style, which I kind of like. I just like the idea that everything kind of looks somewhat similar. And then maybe other items are different. Like, I really love that all the beds are different colors. It actually kind of adds a little bit of flavor to the rooms. But I would like all the walls to be the same. It's a little bit of micromanagement to set that all up right now, but I'll do that probably at some point in the future. Man, whoever Ushrir, I think that's Jade. She is making a ton of masterwork items, which is fantastic. Charcoal has been completed. Okay, so we've actually made a ton of charcoal. I want to start pumping out iron. So I want to smelt down hematite, because hematite is iron ore. So let's start making a bunch of hematite. And anyone that's basically wants to use the smelter is going to start doing that. But you see how when we place this new construction, the old wall behind it is no longer visible. That is what my dream in life is, to never see anything other than the wall that I want to make. Oh, I love it. I hope that's helpful to you. I hope it's not really an annoying trait, but it, especially, it's more of like later on in your fortress when you've established yourself, you can defend yourself, you've already, pushed back a couple of goblin invasions. Now you want your fortress to look really, really good. I guess there's the same stage in RimWorld. If you play RimWorld, there's always going to be like that initial, oh my god, please have enough food not to die. And then there's the phase like, how can I squeeze the most value out of my fortress? Or how can I have the maximum efficiency of food production? Or I want to make all of my floors pink. There's always that kind of stage that, you might go through. Hey, have our dogs grown up, by the way? Let's check the others tab. Ah, there's a wolverine on the field again. And a bunch of wild boar. Boy, I kind of wish we had a hunter now. We don't have a hunter, do we? One of my favorite utilities for Dwarf Fortress, I don't know why they wouldn't work, I guess they still connect to the same thing, is Dwarf Therapist. Dwarf Therapist is an add-on that helps you manage task assignments, and you can easily see at a glance who has which skill, and also because of the underlying personality trait system, it also helps you figure out who is the best suited for a particular role. It's more of like useful for really big fortresses. Like as you get bigger and bigger, that's when it's going to really show its value, because you're able to very quickly bulk change the job. So like maybe like, oh, I want 13% of my fortress to do X, Y, or Z. So it's just pretty helpful stuff overall. Here we can see a bunch of charcoal is actually being stored in our bins, which is lovely. And now we're seeing the joy and the wonder of our flowing system. A lot of people are involved in bringing goods from point A to point B. But look right there. Look how when Odin finishes an item, he's going to run downstairs. Oh, now he's going to show me up and actually leave. He's going to go downstairs, grab a piece of wood, come upstairs, and immediately make the next item. After he was done, he actually took a couple steps away. Then he's like, wait a minute, I want to make something. So he came back and did more. But that is a perfect example of why I got this input directly below the crafting area. One of my favorite things. This is starting to look like an actual, real, honest-to-goodness fortress. Look at that. We've got stuff getting organized. We've got wood down here. Theoretically, this is like the master wood stockpile. So I'm going to call this the primary wood stockpile. This is like the primary stone stockpile. Yeah, there we can see all the wheelbarrows spread around. We don't quite need that many. And in theory, we should be feeding other areas from these, right? So the ore stockpile here, we're going to call this the production ores, because this is kind of where ores are being used from. This is going to be set to pull from this primary ore stockpile. Same thing up here for you. You are going to pull. You're giving to these different stone areas, but you're going to pull from the stone stockpile. Oh, and it can all start to flow together. I hope this kind of makes some, small sort of sense. It's starting to get a little bit more organized now. Do we have any leather? We did buy some leather, didn't we? If I recall, yes, we did get a bunch of leather. Our dwarven friends requested that we make headwear for next year. Uh-oh, somebody's fighting. Uh-oh, Wolverine and a doggy are fighting. Let's get up there and take a look. There is a Wolverine fighting a dog. Who's winning? Oh, it's down here. This is a pretty ugly fight. The Wolverine is enraged. Oh no, the dog is injured. I cannot lose a dog. We will not lose a dog on my watch. All right, it's time. It's time to arm up. I want to talk about the military system because this is a pretty fun and safe situation where I can explain it. So, in order to get your military up and running, you have to do one thing. You have to assign someone as the militia commander. Our militia commander is going to be Kiffy, because he is the only combat dwarf. Once you have a combat dwarf, a militia commander rather, you're going to create a squad. Just like that. I'm going to say there's no uniform needed. And I think Kiffy immediately becomes a militia captain. I think a captain lets you create a second squad. The militia commander commands a squad as well. Not 100% sure. So, this is going to be the symbol of our first squad. Just red on. That's awful. That looks awful too. Sure. Nothing says, I'm going to protect you like a big cross and then murder people. So this is the first squad. The Diamond Perfection. Now, in order to give a squad a command, after you've assigned a squad, or if you want to do anything with a squad, you have to check the box. So, this is the main squad. And then these are all the members of this squad. So theoretically, if I wanted to, since everybody else has an axe, let's go ahead and add Zverda. And did we have a second? I don't think we had anyone else that is armed. You can actually see if anyone has something in their hand. It looks like they've got boomerangs or hockey sticks, but I think these are just picks for miners. So right now I've got 2 people in this squad. We're going to call this QRF. This is Quick Reaction Force. Kiffy and Zverda are part of the main squad. So if I go back to the squad list, I'm commanding the squad by clicking the button and giving orders to everyone. So there's a couple things that I want to do. First, I want to equip this squad. And I'm going to create a uniform. So I'm going to add a uniform, and we're going to call this the Axes uniform. I'm going to add a weapon, and I'm going to say I want you guys to carry a battle axe. And that's it. Confirm and save the uniform. Then I'm going to assign that uniform to this group. The only thing I have mandated is that they carry an axe with them. I can also add extra gear like a breastplate or a helmet or something like that. The problem is we just don't have it because the stupid Kia stole it. And all I have left is like a set of greaves or something. So I'm going to make some iron armor here shortly. However, by default, I'm fairly sure. Let's go ahead and find Kiff somewhere. So Kiff is hanging out making charcoal. So he's not actually doing anything. You see how he's not motivated to change? He's actually just chilling out. In order to activate them, you have to give them a command. So if I hit the check mark and then tell them to go here, this squad will suddenly become on duty. So let's take a look at Kiff. Make sure he still has his axe in hand. He does. Wherever Zverda is, she should also grab an axe. Kiff is now hauling and now storing his weapon, which is a little bit weird. Oh, he does have his axe. Okay. He has his axe, but it looks like Zverda does not. It's a little bit weird sometimes. They don't always equip themselves properly. So she doesn't have the axe. Is there any particular reason you did not choose to get your axe? It does have a little warning symbol. I wish I could get more information here. No assigned items. Update equipment. Can I just click that? No. There is a way to kind of mess with the schedule a bit. So this is the schedule for the QRF squad. So there's a way you can either look at it by month on month, or you can look at it kind of in bulk order. When someone's off duty, you can edit some off-duty settings. So this is the off-duty routine. When they're off duty, I want them to always be equipped. They can sleep in their bedrooms at will. I think I'm going to say done editing. Let's see if she goes to get an axe. She does not go to get an axe. Did somebody else pick up the axe? Oh! That actually might have been the problem. Somebody else might have randomly grabbed the axe. How about I go to the labor screen? Nope. Only Zverda and Kiffy are selected for tree cutting. So in our big storage area, there should be a spare axe in here somewhere. Where did that axe go? We have a missing axe. Did a freaking Kia steal it? I have no idea. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to release Zverda from duty because she doesn't have a weapon. So, I want to... Huh. I don't think I know how to let her go. Remove her from the squad. That cancels the order. I can disband the entire squad. I guess I could do that. Disband the squad, make the squad again, wearing the Axe's uniform, and it's just going to be Kif. So let's see if that works out. So Kif is still hauling the steel battle axe. Let's give him an order to move to here. What does he do? He moves there. He's going to flail around, I guess, and maybe go drop the battle axe off. He's going to go store the item in the bin. It's important to get some of these weird lessons out of the way early, because goodness gracious, is it weird. So he stored the item and immediately picked up the item again. Love it. Have no idea where that other axe is, by the way. I actually think I just saw Zverda with it. Come to think about it, we might want to think about moving a... By the time this is done, by the way, the dog's going to be super dead. We may want to put an outpost outside so people can cycle through. Yep, there's Zverda with her new axe. So, Kiffy is on duty. Where is the great battle? Is this our seriously injured dog? Oh, it's bleeding from the left rear paw. Oh, poor little buddy. Where's the stupid animal at? Never trust a Wolverine. All right, you are on the hill here. So let's open up the squad screen, check the Cobalt clearings, and we're going to order him to attack the Wolverine. And we're just going to see what happens, because that's all about what Dwarf Fortress is. Experimentation, the spice of life. Confirm one target, kill Wolverine. Wolverine! That's right. I will quote Red Dawn all day at you, my friends. Where is Kif at? Yeah, this camera. We are lagging out like crazy whenever I look that far down. Let me find Mr. Kiffy here and follow him. Alright, so he's on the hunt. He's got the order to go kill a Wolverine. Going up the hill, looking for that Wolverine. Uh-oh, he's got it sighted, target sighted. We're closing on in here. Battle has commenced. I hope he won and the animal didn't. So, the coolest thing about combat in Dwarf Fortress is how detailed it is. It's got this insane level of detail. So, the woodcutter, hang on, this is an old... This is when Kif got hit by a tree. So this is a new battle. The Wolverine bites Kif in the upper right arm, tearing the fat through the muscle. Then Kif hacked the Wolverine with his steel battle axe and severed the part. The Wolverine attacks the militia commander, but he jumps away. Then Kif punched the Wolverine in the first left front toe with his left hand, shattering the nail. A ligament has been torn. The Wolverine then misses the commander. He hacks the Wolverine in the neck, opens an artery. Oh, Kif with the kill shot. Let's take a look at this Wolverine. Not having a great day. There is the Wolverine's right front paw. There is the bleeding Wolverine. Kif feeling pretty healthy. And then, boom, there's the kill shot. Kif has murdered his... I'm sorry. Kif has defended his first invader. Defended the fort, murdered the invader. The Wolverine is having trouble breathing. The steel battle axe has lodged firmly in the wound. I mean, this stuff is absolutely insane. Nicely done, Kif. You are no longer on duty. We'll go ahead and dismiss your order, which I think you don't have any orders right now. So you're off duty. You're going to go back to hacking normal things like trees instead of people. Where's my doggo at? How's my doggo doing? That was, I'm not really happy about that. Can we put it down? I can geld it. Seriously injured. Oh, buddy. That makes me so sad. I did have like a vet back in the day. I'm going to Google this. This is really important stuff for me, friends. Dwarf Fortress. Treat wounded dog. I spelled all of that wrong. Healing animals. The animal caretaker skill exists. They won't give animals any sort of actual treatment. Animals will slowly heal most of the time. Okay, so I think this is kind of a system that's not fully developed. There is some rumors that if I assign this dog to a veterinarian or somebody with the animal care skill, the dog might heal over time. Oh, that makes me so sad. If this dog dies, I'm going to cry so hard. I want to name it. We're going to name it Chance. Just for the feels. All right. There you go, friends. Hope you enjoyed that stray dog. He's not a, you know what? He's not a stray dog. He's a warrior poet. Chance the warrior poet dog. Oh, he's a stray warrior poet. I hope he doesn't die. I'm really torn here. It says no health problems, but I don't think we've really looked into this dog too much. All right. Anyways, that was a little primer. Not exactly complete because I couldn't figure out half the stuff, but at least we know a little bit more about how to control the military. Hey, you know what we need to do? We need to dig out the rest of our giant, massive cave entrance. If you thought I forgot about it, I did not. We are going to go ahead and free our mines. No, free our dwarven miners to start digging out the massive approach to our fortress underground. Also, I think my randomness was interrupted by the Wolverine because I was looking for if any dogs have grown up. We still only have 2 dogs here. That's fair. I want another... Once we have more dogs, I'm going to train the dogs in war training so they can kind of be our guard dogs. Hey, our well is working. That's exciting. So dwarves are able to get a drink of water here. Lovely. Oh, you can bathe? Is that where they bathe? I had no idea that was a thing. Are you bathing or getting a drink? Oh, you are cleaning. That's kind of awkward. Does everyone clean themselves from the same well? I think that might be a new change. It's fine. We are continuing to smelt iron bars. Oh, look at all that sweet, sweet iron, my friends. You know what? I think it's time to make a full suit of armor. Who is a metalsmith? Do we have anyone that's good at metalworking? We have a talented weaponsmith, a novice armorsmith. Ah, tell you what we're going to do. We are going to make a new anvil. What? Why can't I make an anvil? Furniture? Iron anvil? Am I losing my mind here? It is an iron anvil. This is an item. Can we not make iron anvils? I think it is considered to be furniture. It would be under this. Animal iron armor stand or animal trap. What if we went over to a work order? Could we make it through a work order? Maybe you can only import them now. Yeah, forge an iron anvil. Let's make 2. No, that's not the setting. All right, 2 iron anvils. Let's see if this just appears randomly. Metalsmith's Forge. Aiden Olenkod has become a farmer. Lovely. We've struck Tiger's Eye. Does this have to be validated? It looks like it's active. This work order is ready to activate. Metalsmith's Forge. Maybe we make an anvil somewhere new now. Forge weapons as well as armor, as well as most other metal objects from furniture to trap components. Magma below the forge will power it. That's fair. As well as most other metal objects. Okay. Jeweler, carpenter, bowyer. Kiln, maybe? Bake clay objects here, as well as a few other useful items. Okay, let's drop a kiln, just for fun. Ooh, kiln in a glass furnace might be cool, too. Let's put the kiln down. Make you out of borax, because that sounds cool. And we'll also drop our glass furnace. Am I going to use the glass furnace anytime soon? Probably not, but it'll be fun to have. Maybe it's being made at a different location. I don't see it. Rock crafts. Yeah, it's not active anywhere. This might have been a mechanics change from other versions of the game. Wouldn't surprise me. Not a big deal. Just one of those things that your old knowledge is no longer valid. I'm looking up Dwarf Fortress Anvil. I'll let the game run here for just a minute. A lot of my wiki information is from like the 2014 version. Yeah. Add a forge. Weird. It might be a skill thing. Maybe someone only at a certain skill level can make this. The reason I wanted to do that, by the way, was so I can dedicate one of my metalsmith's forges to making weapons, and the other one can just make armor. Since we seem to have two different types of professionals here, at least some that are adequate, so we can actually kind of split the love. But that's okay. For the moment, we'll just use one forge until I figure out how to make more forges. There's a little side story on the Wikipedia that talks about the origins of the anvil. Because an iron anvil requires an iron anvil, where was the first iron anvil in Dwarven history? I love that people have thought about all this stuff. Crazy. Needs empty, cannot brew. We need an empty storage container, so that means we are out of barrels, which probably just needs to be updated. No big deal. Furniture stockpile looking pretty good. Lots of beds in here. Probably don't need all the beds right now. Hey, by the way, let's go ahead and add the second layer of our bedroom. I'm going to go ahead and queue this up for our dwarves to get into. Even though we still do have some extra rooms, but I think that we're generating a pretty good amount of value inside the fortress. So I think we're going to get another immigrant wave at some point here soonish. So it's going to be kind of nice to just be prepared for them and have all of these beds nice and ready. Also at some point, I think I'm going to have everybody in the fort participate in a smoothing ceremony where we smooth down every single wall in the living area. It's going to be a pretty big adventure, but I think it's going to be relatively useful. I also have some mods that I forgot about. One of them is to make smoothing transparent. I think I talked about that in the first episode. However, I must have missed this, but I think you need to enable the mod in World Gen. Otherwise, you can't use the mod. So unfortunately, our nifty sound effects and the mod that enables like more of a transparent icon is unavailable. So, something to think about there. I'm really torn about this iron anvil thing. Oh, hang on. This work order has not been validated. Oh, it hasn't been validated yet. What are you waiting on, buddy? He's probably doing his job. Digging. You know, maybe I should take this away from Jackson for a bit. Give him a break. Why don't we do that? Why don't we give the manager job over to Stodier for just a little bit? And see if Stodier immediately comes to validate any work orders. Let's drop Cowlinite. I don't know what Cowlinite is, but it sounds pretty fancy to me. There we go. Are you validating stuff? You sure are, buddy. Nicely done. So this has been validated now. Now that you have been validated, are you active? You are active. There it is. Where was this? Why am I so completely, utterly blind to this? Is it like a hidden, is it in hidden options somewhere? Oh, I bet it's under other objects. Oh, for goodness sake. All right. There's our 2 iron anvils. Congratulations. All that crazy work effort. We've got it finally set. Amazing. We're going to make 2 more metalsmith's forges. And I'm going to assign 1 master to each. And no one else is going to be able to use these forges. So it is going to be a pretty restricted group here. I think she just grabbed... Olin just carried, like, iron ore from 10 miles out. To be fair, we are kind of out of hematite. And the rest of the hematite is, like, down inside the fort. So she has to go for a bit of a walk. An animal has grown into a stray... Is it cavy or cavibore? No idea what that is. One other random tip. I haven't really talked about strategies for Dwarf Fortress too much, but a random tip is you can put all of your animals in a pen right in front of the mouth of your fortress in order to act as a bit of an early warning system. So in case you're wondering how to protect, from invaders, that is a possibility. Be a little bit careful here. Hang on, let's do this. I think I want to... this is going to get a little bit weird. I hope this is not going to do anything bad. Let's do this chunk as an experiment. We're going to start... Because as long as you have a ramp up, you should be able to channel down, I think. Ooh. This is going to result... I know this is going to result in a cave-in, and I'm just hoping no one dies from it. Someone needs to get this tree. Please don't kill yourselves. Thank you. I guess that... Ooh. Whenever you generate a channel option, it automatically has created a digging setting to remove the ramps up. I'm a little bit concerned that the dwarves might start digging first and doing the channeling later. Because if you have an unsupported rooftop, it can fall in. As long as it... How do we have 729 drinks? Hello? What in the world? Have we gone crazy with drinks? Yeah. We have so much dwarven wine. I guess you make from plump helmet spawn, or from plump helmets the plant. I'm guessing wine is the only thing we're going to be making. Awesome. We will need to experiment a little bit more down the road and figure out what else we can use. Oh, what else can we start doing here? Well, our dwarves are busy starting to mine out the main tunnel system. Oh, wow. They've actually made a ton of progress. Nicely done, guys. Let's go ahead and drop the next trade depot in here. I think I'm going to use microline again because it's really pretty. Really enjoying this Dwarf Fortress sound pack. Sound track, rather. I feel like if you played the game a while ago, Classic Dwarf Fortress pretty much had one song playing all the time. So it got a little bit in your head. Like you started to get that Tetris effect, and you'd hear that song playing in your dreams. Let's go ahead and drop down to Metalsmith's Forge or Workshop. I think we should have the items for it now. There's our iron anvil. We'll make this out of colonite again, because it looks cool. Iron anvil, colonite, blocks. Oh, well, let's see if there's a difference between blocks and the ore. Oh, I'm excited. This is a pretty good milestone for our fortress. We are doing really well. We've got a ton of goods for trade. All of these items here are tradable. Lots of good items there. That looks really cool. I like how it's progressively getting more and more built. I don't think I noticed that before. Different stages of construction. Awesome. We are out of hematite. So I think those orders to craft should have automatically canceled. Or to smelt. Yep, so that's going to cancel. That's no big deal there. Needs unrotten. So we are no longer going to be able to make the work order for brewing. Let's go ahead and cancel... Is there anything... Yeah, brewed drink from plant. Let's cancel that so we don't see a bunch of warnings about that. 700 drinks. I think we're fine. We're out of ore, so that's going to cancel that order. Struck borax again. Lovely. Okay, so here's all of our major forges. So I'm going to assign one of them to the talented weaponsmith Aban. And since Aban now has kind of an important role in the fortress, we are going to name Aban. Let's go over to Aban's thing here. And Aban, you are going to be named Nessus. Congratulations, my friend. Welcome to the show. And from there, we're going to give another forge over to the armor smith. There's a weaponsmith, and then there's an adequate armor smith. Nifty. So Debuk, or Deduk, you're going to get the same treatment. You are going to get named. For all things, get names here. The Dread armor. Lovely. And then we're going to have, I guess we'll just leave this last one as a kind of a maker space, if you will. So this is where people can just craft random metal furniture. I don't know if that's the best option, though. If we wind up making, like, metal statues, I think it'd be kind of cool to have one particular person doing that. So why don't we give Uvash, our strand extractor, the job of working on this metalsmith's forge. So we're going to call this the armory. Now, I guess we can change that up. Weaponsmith, armorsmith, and the metalsmith. Just like that. So now at a glance, we know exactly which one is doing which work. Lovely. Uvash, my friend, where did you go to? Ye old strand extractor, you. Where are they? Uvash. What the heck is strand extraction? I think that's a really advanced thing, isn't it? I think that means eventually when we get adamantine, I think you're extracting strands of adamantine from the ore, maybe? Something's tickling my brain. I don't know if that's exactly correct or not, or accurate. We'll roll with it until we are told otherwise. Arrowway out. Welcome to the game. Congratulations on joining the Horde. Ah, beautiful. Look at that. Our ramp is rocking out. Hey, has anyone fallen upstairs? Inappropriate digging square. Uh-oh. No, this is going to be... Ooh, this is making me so anxious. Can I cancel all of this work? If I cancel this, does it cancel above? It does not. I feel like that's the appropriate thing to do, is you channel down... Yeah, because you're channeling down, and it's also digging down below, too. It's taking care of everything you need it to. Maybe. A stray horse has given birth to a foal. Lovely. Love that for us. You love to see it. Again, this is all part of my grand strategy to eventually have one flush entrance that you have to kind of approach from an oblique, from a direct angle in order to access the fort. Thus, we can pew-pew you if we need to. That looks a little bit better, I think. Unusable upward slope. That's strange. We've got some fighting here. A mountain goat is... Oh no! Holy crap! What the hell? A mountain goat has exploded the ear of our dog. What the hell? The mountain goat kicks the stray dog in the right ear with his right front hoof, and the injured part explodes into gore. The force bends the head, tearing the muscle apart and bruising the fat. The stray dog scratches the goat in the head, jumps away, jumps away, jumps away, jumps away, kicks the stray dog in the kidney. The mountain goat is having trouble breathing. There you go. The dog got back on the offensive. The stray dog charges at the mountain goat, knocks him over. Mountain goat vomits, and then the stray dog is beating the crap out of it. The mountain goat retches. Man, this freaking goat, or this dog, is tearing it up. What a freaking mess here. Good God. So this goat, not feeling too hot, seriously injured. There's our stray dog, injured. Why are you so far away? Oh, that's right. Dogs just wander wherever they want to go. Well, you obviously need a name now, too. And we're going to name you Rusty. You are a warrior bard. And is your style of dogginess. Okay, so dog's coming back to the cart. Let's go ahead and... Forgot about this. Let's go ahead and clear out our wagon. Holy crap. Our dogs are just wrecking face, man. This mountain goat is not having a fantastic day. Let's go ahead and activate our secret weapon, the Cobalt Clearings. And we're going to order the Cobalt Clearings to go ahead and finish out this evil mountain goat of destiny. Come on, Kif, buddy. Where you at, man? Let's make it happen. We're testing the response time is what we're doing. Look, the goat's coming back for more. There's Kif. He's coming in. He's coming in for the kill. And he's leaving for the kill. Where are you going? The mountain goat is right here, buddy. I think Kif got confused. Okay, let's change this up. We are going to give him a move order to go here directly. Does that work? What is happening? You're going to your station. And back to work. Okie dokie. Well, the military might have a few kinks that I am unfamiliar with. I'll tell you what, I'm going to stand him down. He's so bad that he's an embarrassment. You're an embarrassment to the force. I feel like the dog, the dog definitely sent the right message. I think that's okay. Hey, by the way, our drink area is nice and full, which is great. I think we might have too much alcohol, said no one ever, and not enough storage for said alcohol. So let's expand our kitchen a little bit more, because I think we're still going to need to do some stuff here. So let's expand you by 4 this way and by this way, because we're kind of full up, and I think alcohol is just chilling out here. There's a bunch of barrels here, not doing anything. I keep getting distracted with all sorts of new things. Furniture's not maxed out, which is good. One of the things that I'm going to do probably by the next migrant wave or two is start expanding and preparing for the military. We definitely want that to happen. Oh yeah, speaking of that, I made a metalsmith's forge and I forgot to do stuff. I want to do some new work orders. We are going to go ahead and forge some iron axes. I think axe is an appropriate weapon for our group. So let's go ahead and prepare 6 battle axes. That's going to give us a good start. We're going to have... Kif has 1. I don't know. Let's just do 9. So we have 10 total iron battle axes. That's all we really need from the weaponsmith side. On the armorsmith side, however, we're going to need a little bit more stuff. So let's go with... This is going to be a lot. I don't know if we want to equip all these dwarves this way. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to do that. Let's do it like breastplate. It might be easier to do it this way first. To kind of just, type the item I need. So breastplate, we're going to need some gauntlets, I think. There's 2 variations for each type of armor. Cap or helm? I think helm is more protective. So gauntlet, helm, breastplate. We need a shield. Helm, shield, gauntlet, breastplate, greaves. I think greaves is the armored version of your pantaloons. Probably a boot of some sort. Yep. High boot versus low boot. I guess we'll just pick high boot. Forge iron high. I think it's a pair of boots as well. Hopefully. I think that's all the armor we need, actually, come to think about it. If I go back into add task, armor, iron. Yeah, we got 2 variations of each thing. So breastplate or mail shirt, leggings or greaves, gauntlet or something else. Buckler versus shield. Yeah, that's pretty good. So we're going to have a full set of 10 pieces of armor for 10 dwarves. I want 1 squad of 10 axe dwarves. That is the goal. From there, we're going to expand and start exploring our marksmanship stuff. We're going to go into making marks dwarfs at some point. We really need a lot of extra people for this, but we can stagger it so that they go on duty, they train for a month or 2. Yeah, it's kind of like the reserves, right? We're gonna form the Dwarven Reserves Join the reserves, they said. See the world, they said. I'm really nervous about cave-ins. I know we haven't had any, but I'm still, like, by default, terrified. We have a ton of magnetite, so I could go ahead and start the crew smelting down some magnetite. So magnetite ore, repeat on that. Same thing here. Ooh, by the way, I think we can make pig iron. Pewter. Pig iron requires... Do we not have any flux stones, really? Uh-oh. That might have been a mistake to allow flux stones to be used. All right, let's go ahead and smelt down magnetite. I'm sure we'll get some more. All right, repeat the magnetite order as long as you can. Let's go into our stocks stone use and disallow any... Kaolinite can be used. That's fine. Marble. Yeah, we don't want any flux stone to be used. I don't know what flux stone we even had access to. We're going to have to do some dwarven exploration, which is always entertaining. Let's pick the deepest part of our fortress right here. How many floors do we have? Oh, we still have so many floors to mess with. We are just going to go in one direction. This is a traditional dwarven mining exploration route. Like so. This will also be part of my strategy eventually to help get rid of all of this water. I have a plan for that. So we can kind of make use of these floors without drowning and continue down, exploring deeper into the earth. I want to get down to lava at some point, magma. What would a bauxite floor look like? That'd be kind of cool. Let's make a floor. We're going to construct, because it's all muddy, it looks ugly. We're going to make a bauxite floor here. Hello? I don't think I can do this because there's a bunch of... Yeah. Oh, man. I'm going to have to undo... Shoot. Can I clean it? Can you clean floor? Can I smooth stone and then clean it from there? Does that work? Let's see if anyone decides to smooth this out. We'll see. Man, this area is getting... I don't know if I wanted to do that much. That might have been a wee bit aggressive. It's fine, it's fine. I haven't done anything with our tavern either. We're kind of approaching the end of this episode, but I am going to start putting in some basic items. So let's go ahead and put down, use the closest bed. We're going to put down a bunch of beds here. Again, this is going to be a small inn, right? So it's going to require some beds. And interestingly, you're going to have people who come to visit and rent along, like they'll stay with us long term and rent out the space, which is awesome. Okay, we need a couple more doors. Do I have a work order for doors? Going over to my stonework. We did lose our door work order. So let's make sure that we do have some doors here. If we are out of doors, make doors. That sounds pretty good. We'll do 10 and 10. That's fine. And in order to continue working with the tavern, I am going to want to put down some chests here. So we'll put down some chests. These are going to hold goblets. And I'm out of everything. I keep running into things that I forgot to make a work order for. Chest. Here we go. Logic on that bad boy. This and less than 10. Make 5, please. Thank you so much. Oh, speaking of goblets. One more thing that I need to make more of. Let's go ahead and make more cups. The cup? Yeah, wooden cup. Well, not a wooden cup. Mug. Rock mug. I want to have a decent stockpile of empty rock mugs. Should probably never honestly run out of those. Less than 10. Yeah. There we go. Less than 50. We're going to have a lot of mugs at some point. Like, I mean, everyone is going to be drinking and have, like, we're going to have a massive stockpile here. So it seems like a lot at first blush, but I think it'll be okay. Speaking of tables, we have something for tables, right? We do. So that needs to be kind of refired up here. Hey, more migrants have arrived. Exciting times. Right at the end of this episode, we have a wave of fresh migrants. All right, who do we get? We have ourselves a fishery worker, a peasant, a child, and a foal. Well, not too bad. Not a ton of... At least this is kind of like a manageable pace. Sometimes you might wind up getting such an increase in dwarves that you're stuck desperately making new beds and new bedrooms and stuff, and you're not really equipped for the food. Although, to be fair, we're a little bit low on meat and fish. I do think we're going to have to recruit some fisher dwarves at some point in the near future. Bobcat. Ooh. You're spooky. Where are you at? You're kind of close to us. Ye old bobcat. I lost it already. Where'd it go? As long as you keep hanging out down here, I'm okay with it. We can adopt a live and let live type of relationship. But you really have to, like, you know, let live, okay? I'll stick my war dogs on you, my warrior poet dogs. Right. One more thing that I had forgotten about. Part of the reason that I made this giant storage area was because we have other... This is a kitchen, right? Yeah. We do have other types of drinks here that are not stored. In fact, I might just make one giant mecha storage area for food. That's just a generic catch-all. That way, if anything is missing, it can go in here. I actually might redesign this between episodes. So I will explain and talk about that at the start of the next one. Yeah, it's a good stopping point, though. Thanks, friends, for joining me so far. I think Pantedguild is doing good. We've got all of our new living quarters ready to go. Love that for us. We've got our neat little decentralized eating area. We really need to start working on some meals. I think that's going to happen in the next episode and start increasing the amount of food we have available. And I might even unleash a hunter on the world because we have the ability to make a ton of bolts and iron arrows and stuff now. As always, let's go ahead and pick on somebody here from the list. Have we looked at Azazel? I think we did. Let's take a look at somebody who's newish. We haven't really checked out before. Stintod. Is that a real name? I think it's a real name. We've got Stintod here. She is a miller. She's an adequate miller. She hasn't really done any miller stuff in a while. She really wants to pray to Zadat, but boy, look how happy she's been lately. Really, really happy in our fortress. Happy to hear that. Careful, you're down there by the bobcat, by the way. Or whatever. Personality-wise, she has some meager kinesthetic sense and some poor memory. She taps her feet constantly, though, when she's nervous. Man, you and me both, my friend. All right. I think that's a good point to put a cut in the episode. Thanks so much for joining me and the fellow dwarves of Le Rome Domas, Pantedguild. We will continue again in the next episode, friends. Until then, take care.